Breaking news. As predicted, President Donald Trump has just announced on Newsmax that there will be no pardon for Diddy. For weeks, speculation has been swirling about whether Trump would step in, but now the door appears firmly shut. This decision isn't just a political move. For some, it feels personal, even calculated. Trump had the power to give Diddy a second chance, but the question now is whether he should have. To Diddy's supporters, especially his sons, Justin and Christian Combs, the answer is clear. This isn't about justice, it's about loyalty and betrayal. And for them, the sting is deeper than any courtroom ruling. This is not just a celebrity spat. It's about decades of history, backroom talks, and a father staring down years in prison while the man who could set him free is suddenly distancing himself. For weeks, whispers had been growing about a presidential pardon. There were talks, at least according to insiders, between Diddy's camp and Trump's people. The idea of a get-out-of-jail-free pass was on the table. But then, seemingly out of nowhere, Trump began backpedaling. Public comments hinted at hesitation, and when those comments hit social media, Diddy's sons fired back without holding anything in. They didn't name Trump outright, but their messages were loaded, pointing to loyalty gone wrong, to people who only remember the bad things said about them while forgetting the good done for them. And while these posts didn't directly tag the former president, everyone knew exactly who they were aimed at. The background of this tension stretches back decades. Trump and Diddy's friendship dates all the way to the 90s and early 2000s. Crossing paths at charity galas, celebrity golf tournaments, Hamptons parties, and moving in the same high society circles. Trump once openly called Diddy a good friend in a 2012 interview, even defending him on national television during an episode of The Apprentice. For years, the two men shared mutual respect and public admiration, but things began to sour around the 2020 presidential election. Diddy endorsed Joe Biden and became an outspoken critic of Trump's policies, publicly calling him dangerous and accusing him of fostering division in the country. From that point forward, the warm public friendship cooled dramatically. Trump has hinted that their fallout had more to do with politics than personal matters, but to Diddy's family, it looks like he's letting personal feelings dictate a life-altering decision. In early discussions, Trump seemed open to at least looking at the facts of Diddy's case. At the time, Diddy had been found guilty on 2 counts related to transportation for prostitution, but was acquitted on the most serious RICO and trafficking charges. A verdict that spared him a potential life sentence but still left him facing up to 20 years behind bars. Trump's initial statements suggested a willingness to consider clemency, especially if he believed someone had been treated unfairly. Behind the scenes, sources claim Diddy's inner circle was actively lobbying Trump's team for a pardon. But by mid-July, Trump's tone had shifted. On Newsmax, he signaled that a pardon was more likely a no, noting past hostile remarks Diddy had made about him. For Diddy's sons, this sounded less like a legal decision and more like personal retaliation, and they're not alone in weighing in. 50 Cent, who has been publicly mocking Diddy for months, jumped into the fray almost instantly. Using his social media platforms, he reminded Trump of every negative statement Diddy had made about him over the years, making it clear he opposed any kind of pardon. His posts were more than just trolling. They were a strategic push to influence Trump's decision. Then came Suge Knight, speaking from prison, adding fuel to the fire by suggesting that Trump and Diddy's shared social circles could be playing a role in the hesitation. That comment sent speculation soaring, with many wondering just how intertwined their past interactions might be. The trial itself had already stirred up dangerous allegations. A former assistant testified under oath that the Trump International Hotel in New York was one of Diddy's preferred venues for his infamous late-night freak-off parties. Prosecutors even presented hotel invoices and time-stamped security, footage they claimed linked Diddy and his guests to penthouse gatherings at the property. While Diddy's lawyers denied the allegations, the documents remain in the official court record. If there's even a hint of truth to those claims, pardoning Diddy could drag Trump's own properties and possibly his guest lists into the spotlight. With the Epstein file controversy already hanging over Trump's head, that is political dynamite he might want to avoid. This creates an impossible choice. If Trump pardons Diddy, critics will accuse him of protecting another wealthy and powerful man with a checkered past. If he refuses, Those who remember their long friendship will accuse him of abandoning a former ally to save himself. According to one undisclosed source, that's exactly why the pardon talks have cooled from likely to on ice in just a matter of weeks. The political blowback from either decision could be devastating. The situation is further complicated by Trump's ongoing tensions with his own base. Many of his supporters are already frustrated with the slow release of the full Jeffrey Epstein files, and Trump recently deepened those rifts by filing a $10 billion lawsuit against Rupert Murdoch after the Wall Street Journal ran a piece about his past ties to Epstein. Adding Diddy's case into that mix could be a political nightmare, and so the clock ticks. Diddy's sentencing is set for October 3rd, less than 2 months away. As the date approaches, the Combs brothers are keeping the pressure on, using every public platform to call Trump out and rally celebrity support. They're framing this as a betrayal, not just of their father, but of the loyalty they once believed existed between two powerful men. For Trump, the choice is stark. Stand firm and risk alienating a former friend's family, and perhaps a portion of the entertainment world, or grant the pardon and hand his critics a loaded weapon for the campaign trail. Either path is fraught with consequences, and both could change the public narrative heading into the election season. To Diddy's sons, this isn't about politics or polling numbers. It's about watching their father wither away in a jail cell while someone they once considered an ally chooses self-preservation over compassion. To them, that's the real betrayal. The stage is set for a high-stakes decision, one that could send shockwaves through both the political and entertainment worlds. And when Trump finally makes his move, whether it's mercy or refusal, the fallout will be felt far beyond the courtroom.